Welcome to your third HTML and CSS crash course. In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about more of the HTML5 semantic tags, and we're also going to be touching inline and block elements. So let's start with the paragraph tag. Let's open a paragraph tag, and we're going to be learning how to make a text bold. So let's just generate a random text saying this is how to make text bold. So save this. Now let's make this text, let's make it bold. This text on the browser, let's make it bold. So we'll do that using the bold tag. So how do we generate the bold tag? Simply type in B and you drag in this text into the tag and close this space. So when you save it, you can see the text becomes bold. So the next thing we're going to talk about is citation. So how do we go about that? Okay, so let's get rid of this. So let's say this is how to make a citation. So how do we make citations? We use the cite tag and we'll simply drag this text into the tag. Save this and you can see the text becomes italicized, like laying an emphasis on this word. So that's how to use the citation tag. Now the next one we're going to talk about is the strong tag, which is kind of like the bold tag also. So let's say this is how to make a text strong. So we're going to use the strong tag and let's move this text into the tag and save it. So it's the same function as a bold tag, So the next thing we're going to talk about is superscript and subscript. So let's get rid of this text and we're going to say H2SO4 is a strong acid. So save this. So H2SO4 is clearly a chemical formula which stands for hydrogen tetraoxosulfate 6 acid. So let's write this properly using the subscript tag. So say sub and we move this 2 into the tag, close this space, also make the sub tag and move 4 into the tag. So when you save this, it becomes a proper chemical formula. Let me just increase the size of the text here. Okay, so now how do we make a superscript? So let's create a new paragraph tag and say on the 25th of July she came over. So 25th is going to take the superscript, so you say sub and you move the th into the tag, close this space. Okay, so you can see the power of superscript and subscripts. So let's get rid of this. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is strike through. So let's generate some random text saying iPhone 11 Pro Max initial price I'll just give this a random price, let's say let's say 900, and current price is, let's say, 855.99. So when you're building e-commerce sites and you want to cancel the old price and make the new price visible, so we do that using the strike through. So just type in S and we move this text into the tag. When you save it, you notice that it strikes through this text over here. It draws a line in between this text saying this is the old price and this is the new price. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is quotations. So let's get rid of this. There's a paragraph tag and I'm going to say, I'm just typing a random text. Okay, save this, and now we're going to add a quote tag to this sentence. So how do we do that? Simply type in Q, click enter. Now we're going to move this text into the tag. So let's Control X and paste it. Control X and paste it over here. So you can see it adds a quote to the sentence, so it automatically adds a quote to the sentence. And you notice when we highlight this, it's highlighting the text in the quote, not the quote itself. Next thing we're going to talk about is line break. So create a new paragraph and let's say the earth is so beautiful. So let's save this, and so let's say we want to break the line between the and earth. We want to move to the next line. We want earth is so beautiful to appear on the next line. How do we do that? Simply type in BR. So we're breaking the line, thereby moving this from here to here. We're moving it to the next line. So that's how to do that. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is italics. So how to italize a text. So okay, we can still use this sentence. So let's say we want to italize the word earth. So how do we do that? Simply type in I tag and we move this earth into the tag, close the space, and you can see it italizes this text earth. So that's how to do that. We can also italize the text in our CSS, but we're not going to CSS now. We'll be doing that in a future tutorial. So the next thing we're going to talk about is insert and delete. So let's get rid of this, create a new tag. Okay, so let's say today was the worst, then let's say best day ever. So we want to delete this word text, this word worst, and use this word best. So how do we do that? How do we delete the word worst? So simply type in the delete tag, del, and you move this text into the tag and save it. You can see it strikes through the text. Now the next thing we want to do is insert this new word, which is best. So ins, that's for the insert tag, and we move this word best into the tag, close the space and save it. So you can see it strikes through this and underlines the word best. So the next thing we're going to talk about is horizontal row, how to add an horizontal line. So let's make a text saying this is how to add a horizontal line. So let's generate a header tag h1 and we'll say this is the heading. So let's say we need to generate a line in between this h1 and the paragraph. How do we do that? We do that using the horizontal rule, which is hr. It's a self-closing tag, so you don't need to add a closing tag like this. You don't need to do that. It's a self-closing tag. So you can see a horizontal line has been drawn between the header tag and the paragraph tag. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is emphasis. How do we lay emphasis to a word? So let's get rid of this h1 and the horizontal line, and okay, so let's go over here and type in em, and we move the horizontal word into the tag, closing this space, and we can see it italicizes the text, also laying emphasis to the word horizontal. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is definition. How do we use the definition tag? So generate a text, create a paragraph tag saying a black hole is a region of space which nothing can pass through. So we're defining a black hole. So how do we do that using our HTML5? We simply use the definition tool, the define tag, and we move this black hole into the tag, closing this space. When you save it, you can see it also italicises this text. So the last thing we're going to be talking about is abbreviations. So let's get rid of this, create a new paragraph tag, and we're going to be talking about abbreviations first. So let's create a sentence saying Prof Jason is around. So prof is an abbreviation for professor, as we all know. So how do we make this appear in our HTML5? It's simply using we're going to use the abbreviation tag, so ABBR, and we're going to add the title, which is for this word prof rather, and we're going to move this word into the tag. Then we add the title. So as we all know, prof is for professor. So when we hover on this, you can see the full title appears in a box. So when we hover on this word professor, you can see the full title appearing in the box. Next thing I'm going to talk about is acronym. Create a paragraph tag and say NASA is doing such amazing things. So the acronym, we're going to be talking about acronym now. So NASA is an acronym. So how do we make this appear in HTML5? We simply use the acronym tag, and we're going to move this word NASA into the tag, and we're going to add the title. So when you over on this, you can see the full meaning of NASA appears in a box. So those are the tags we're going to be talking about in this tutorial. Now I said we're going to talk about inline and block elements. So the major difference between an inline element and a block element is that inline elements are elements that doesn't need to be broken down. Rather, they don't need the break tag, which is the BR tag, to appear on the next line. For instance, when we create a new paragraph, go down here and create a new paragraph. Let's just say this is a paragraph. You notice it appears on the next line, not continuing from this line over here. That's because paragraph tag is a block element. So also any other tag that goes to the next line without you styling it is called a block element, but one that appears on the same line is called an inline element. So that will be all for this tutorial. If you did enjoy this tutorial, make sure you smash the like button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.